Drake versus Kendrick has been generational. As Drake alluded in his push-up track, this beef has been brewing for quite a while. It would all start with Kendrick's verse on Control.
That goes for Jamaica, Big Crit Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake.
Something that was rooted in some friendly competition, Drake really didn't take too kindly to it.
You wouldn't do it for sport, ever?
Like just to call someone out?
No, like after Kendrick's thing, you wouldn't. I noticed you didn't really get into that too much. So
I just I don't know. It just wasn't real to me. It's like I saw him after that, and it was just like love. So it's like, was that real or was that just like for the people? You know what I mean?
I think it's a sparring kind of sport.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, then let it be real. Then I mean, because those were harsh words, right? So it's like, you can't just say that and then see me and be like, yeah, man, what's up? Pretending like nothing ever happened. Like, that's not real. To me, that's not like the nature of battling. I mean, there's passion behind it. There's anger behind it, and I personally enjoy making like great music and bodies of work over like being the talk of Twitter for like 5 days,
Since then until now, they've been trading sneak disses.
But a rapper with a ghost rider. What the fuck happened? Oh no!
I would have all of your fans if I didn't go poppin'. I stayed on some conscious shit.
The beef would reach its boiling point after Kendrick's verse on Like That.
Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me. Nigga, bum.
That verse was in response to Drake and J. Cole's track First Person Shooter.
Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league. But right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
The first to the plate to go up against the boogeyman was J. Cole, who would drop a surprise album titled Might Delete Later, where he would have a track called 7 Minute Drill.
If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing, huh?
He would instantly regret it and infamously apologize to Kendrick at Dreamville Fest.
I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way, and if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot, I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do.
Everybody was making fun of him and probably will continue to, but looking back at it, I think he did the best thing stepping away from this beef. There was just a picture that came out of J. Cole toes out just chilling at the beach. Shout out Schoolboy Q for also advising J. Cole to stay about this beef. The way that the direction that this beef went, I don't know how J. Cole would fare. He doesn't seem like that type of person that would cross the line like these two have been crossing the line. J. Cole would bow out, but guess who didn't and actually welcomed the beef? Yes, the sixth god himself, Drizzy Drake. Was that glazing? A diss track would leak of Drake basically clutching a 20v1 if we being honest. Oh, there we go again.
Pip squeak, pipe down. You ain't in no big three. SZA got you white down. Travis got you white down. Savage got you white down.
The leak would make its rounds before it would officially be released on streaming platforms, but with a different beat.
You won't never take no chain off of us. How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 man zone?
All rap fans in unison sat at the edge of our seats eagerly waiting for Kendrick to reply. Drake did not want to sit there just idly waiting for Kendrick to drop. He is an impatient man. He can't wait for girls to turn 18 and he can't wait for Kendrick to reply. So he decided to drop another diss track called Tailor Made Freestyle.
You trying to let this shit die down? Nah, not this time, nigga. You following through.
In this track, he would have Tupac and Snoop Dogg as special guests.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior.
That's you. What the fuck you really got to do?
Only Drake would be able to get Tupac to feature on his track From the Dead. In this track, he was basically pulling the 8 Mile tactic where he was just pointing out all the things Kendrick were gonna say about him. The track would later get taken down because Tupac's estate would threaten to sue Drake over the track. Whether it's true or not, we would later learn who was behind that.
You called it Tupac estate and begged him to sue me and get that shit down.
Time would pass and there was still no Kendrick. We were just waiting like, is Kendrick really ducking the fade from Drake? Is Drake the actual boogeyman? And then randomly, boom, Euphoria dropped.
What is it, the brakes? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more, okay.
This was Kendrick giving out a warning shot, basically just telling Drake, hey, leave my family out of this. Let's keep this PG, pretty please with sugar on top. Basically begging the six guy. He would continue to apply pressure by dropping 616 in LA.
Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me?
After that track is when this rap beef would be one for the history books because Drake would drop a damn near 8-minute track called Family Matters with 3 beat switches, the last one being, oh my god.
You right about fuck the big three. It's only Big D and that's video proof.
We're gonna look back on Family Matters and say to ourselves, we did not give that track its proper flowers. And do you know why? That is because Kendrick would drop his diss track, Meet the Grams, literally like 5 minutes after Drake dropped his.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest.
Oh, I ain't even talk about Drake also doing a cover of Kendrick's interlude on Drake's album Take Care called Buried Alive.
Jealousy disguised as your motherfucking pride. Took you on your first tour with us trying to catch a vibe.
After overshadowing Drake's track, Kendrick would continue to apply pressure by dropping his back-to-back with Not Like Us.
Fuck no Wayne Grow, he was in jail, that's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing.
That song would be the most streamed song in a day in Spotify history. Talk about the Drake effect, am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Get up off my knees, get it out my mouth, clean it up after you're done. My bad, y'all. I should also mention that Metro would drop the first ever diss beat called BBL Drizzy, where he would allow folks to get on it, and whoever had the best diss track, I think would get like 10K money. I can't remember the prize. Drake would drop his last response up until this point titled The Heart Part 6.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
The reception for that track was not the best. People did not really take too kindly to it. And I want to go ahead and touch on that real quick. To a certain extent, in this beef, I don't think Drake is really getting a fair shake. Hear me out, hear what I gotta say. Both parties are just saying things, so I don't understand why folks are on Drake's head to get things correct. Like, for example, the Mother I Sober. All y'all Kendrick fans are like, well, actually, that's not the correct interpretation of Mother I Sober. Did you even go on Rap Genius to get the meaning behind it? Like they're both just saying stuff. Drake just said that just to show Kendrick, yeah, I'm across that line. It's about whatever, every man for himself. Like, I don't see y'all getting on Kendrick's head for incorrectly saying that Drake has an 11-year-old daughter. And don't get me started with what I saw on X, that there are some users on there that deserve some songwriting credit on Not Like Us. Look, don't get me wrong, it might be a coincidence, who knows? We don't know 100% sure that he actually stole these lines from these folks, but if it were Drake, if y'all were to catch Drake like this, y'all would be on this man's neck. Like, why are we only asking Drake for proof that he's a pedo? Why aren't we asking Kendrick for proof that he doesn't beat his wife? I mean, his fiance. Look, I've seen the thread on X, alright? He has a history with young girls. I'm not here to defend those actions. I'm just here to ask, if someone were to call you a pedo, how are you going to prove that you're not? Because that's the problem that people have with The Heart Part 6. People are basically just saying, well, it's just a whole track of Drake just saying, nah. I mean, Drake tried, but he chose the worst angle to take, saying that he's too famous and he would have been arrested. What do you mean that you're too famous and you would have been arrested? P. Diddy, last time I checked, he's way too famous to be doing what he was doing. And that's what they all say. If I like kids so much, if I'm diddling kids, why aren't I arrested? Why am I still out here as a free individual? That line right there was such a huge misstep for Drake. The only thing that he could actually prove is that he doesn't have pedos on payroll, but I can understand Drake not trying to put folks' business on Front Street. If it were to come out as true that Drake does have pedos on payroll, I honestly wouldn't be surprised, because one of his associates named Baca,
and Baca got a weird case, why is he around?
Did have a case that later would get dropped of him forcing a girl into prostitution. Because of that misstep, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, as big of a Drake fan I do have Kendrick slightly up in this beef. It seems like it may stay that way and this beef might be over because of what's happening at Drake's place, people breaking in and shootings happening. There's a literal security guard on the verge of death. I'm wishing him the best. Hopefully he makes out of it, but the reports I've been seeing is not looking good. This beef is possibly over, and as it stands, it seems like Kendrick has come out of this a winner. He has won the beef, only slightly. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this and who you have winning, Drake or Kendrick.